What's up, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News.
Adam, obviously you're live.
I know, Dex.
What are you doing, dude?
I was creating art.
What kind of stupid art is this?
It's sophisticated art, Dex. It's nearly 2020. And obviously you don't know what kind of times we are living in.
Yeah, I do, Adam. If this is art, this is the end of times.
He doesn't get it. You guys get it. We'll be right back with the only live call-in show on YouTube. Well, not really. But it's pretty darn close to average. We'll be right back with Marfoogle News right after this. Eating a banana is art. Eating a banana is art. Bananas are art. Bananas are art. That's what we consider art. I'm gonna let it roll. Oh yeah! What is up, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News, the only banana-eating live call-in show on YouTube. Okay, well, that I can say. Now, we've got so much news. We have not been on for 3 days. Yesterday, we were trying to launch our system to notify you guys of when we are live. If you are unaware, some big changes are going to be happening, and a lot of your favorite creators might just go poof. Today, we're going to talk about Big Brother and a lot of the changes. We got a peek into what was really going on, and it's actually really, really scary what we saw. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about several other stories. Of course, there was other events in NZ, I'll just say that, where Six had basically went up to see father. Social credit score that China is about to launch is absolutely beyond anything they've done yet. Everything we know about Swordblade Hellfire. Pensacola disconnects city network after cyberattack. And if you remember, we talked about that before. There's only been like a small handful of cyber attacks that have actually been reported. In fact, I think Dex, it was like 2. So, by the way, Dex is here. He's going to be screening calls. This is a live call-in show, so we will have you be calling in at 224400MARF in just a minute. And then Dex actually has a full screen over here where he can send me links, he can send me videos, anything that you guys call in with. Say you want us to see an article, say you have evidence or pictures of something in the sky. It doesn't matter what it is. He can connect it to me, and then therefore we can actually connect it to you and show it live in front of the whole Foogle Fam. Dex, can we do a quick sound check while you're here?
Hello, Adam. I am here, and hello, Foogle Fam.
All right, so let me make sure my sound is good. And then let's see here. If you guys have any issues on your end with sound, please let us know. Sometimes you never know. It is a live show. It is 9:37 p.m. on the 11th of December. If you're watching this on a different day, don't worry. Check it out. So if you want to see any of the articles that we're going to go over today, you can actually go to marfooglenews.com and check this out. This is why we didn't go live yesterday. This is what Dex has been working on, and myself, we've been trying to launch. Oh, look at this. Right when I go to it. Actually, you don't see the little pop-up. It says marfooglenews.com wants to show notifications. Now, normally, I block these. But I would say to you guys, there is no other, there's no other downside besides getting actual notifications 100% of the time from our website. Now, this is the first day we've had it, so right away, a couple thousand signed up. It was in the thousands signed up for notification. So what happens is when we post a video right before we go live, we post it on our website, and it actually notifies you on your cell phone or on your computer. This is a big deal because obviously notifications aren't always the best in certain places. So again, up in the upper right-hand corner, it will say allow or block. There's no downside. There's no like terms of service or anything. If you allow it, basically it will send you a notification every time we go live. As far as our website, there's different things that you can join and stuff, and that's all clearly marked. As far as this goes, you can actually do it from pretty much any browser, especially Chrome, and then it will notify you. So that way you will not miss a show or get a notification the next day. So anyways, on top of that, you will see that there are these thumbnails. So this is the one you would look for today, and you will see if you click on this, here's the cool part. We take all the time before the show to make sure that this is all loaded. So this is every article that we're covering. We don't just say something and say, yeah, we heard it somewhere. We actually give you the source and let you see for yourself. You can actually use a second device, or if you have a multitasking device like a tablet that split screens, you can actually read along with us. Or if we say we cover Cold War redux, U.S. to hold largest Europe exercises in 25 years, and we only cover that title, you can actually go back in and you can read the rest till you are happy and knowledgeable about the subject. So with that being said, Dex, what do you think about this whole news cycle? It's been insane the last 3 days.
Yeah, it has. There's a lot going on, and we've got a lot of stories to cover too, and short amount of time to do it. But there's, from the credit scores, what's happening, what's going on with privacy here, and then a lot of other activity, around the world, including volcanic activity. It's been crazy news cycle.
And we encourage, if you have not called in before, call in tonight and let us know what you think about all these things, because there's honestly so many news stories. We will not be able to cover them all in depth because there's so much. I mean, it really is packed. We've had several things happen over the last week. It's just been insane. As far as somebody who covers the news, this is almost too much for us. I mean, this is a lot of stuff, and the reason why we cover such a wide variety is we're trying to connect the dots. That really requires you guys. First off, I want to say there's a bunch of really awesome people in here. I've been talking to a lot of people via different sources. I went into Creators Corner the other day, spent a couple hours in there, went in there several times off and on the entire day. If you're a creator, a small creator, go over and join that, because we're exchanging ideas and doing a lot of things, because things are going to change. This channel, we are trying to get to 100,000. So all those new people that came over from Marfoogle News, I want to thank you guys. We gained 13 or 1,400 in one day by doing the video over on Marfoogle News. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. 3-Day Riot, thank you for subscribing. Grafted in Team Jesus 222, thank you for subscribing just now. Lisa, aka Dugan Creations, or Doug Han, says Merry Christmas, Marfam. Thank you very much. Angelina Roxy, Deanna Walters, Cameron Combs, thank you guys for being the last ones out last time. Joel McCrate, Art Tunzel, Rain with Christ, Gloria Walker, 1980 Bullocks, Jan Brubaker, Megan R., Daniel Rodarte, and Donald St. Charles. Welcome to the channel. Same with just now, Nick Papa Giorgio. I think that's the nickname from one of the Christmas movies, isn't it? That's like from...
Yeah, it is.
That's from Christmas Vacation. Nick Papa Giorgio, and he gets all the money. He's too young to be gambling, and he goes off on...
it's Vegas. Vacation.
Vegas Vacation. National Lampoons. Anyways, Nick Papa Giorgio, welcome. Awesome screen name. And then Jennifer Ellis, thank you for that last... God bless you and your families greatly and abundantly. Thank you. All right, so we're going to get into this. As always, if you subscribe during the show, you will get a shout-out. Social credit score, China set to roll out Orwellian mass surveillance tool. Now, we've talked about this for over a year and a half. This is a very scary situation, and I have actually shown you videos of locally, they are actually doing facial recognition at gas stations, which, I can understand facial recognition at, say, a police station or an airport. I don't like it, but I can understand it. I can understand what they're doing there, right? As far as a gas station, that's one necessity that we need to get from point A to point B. That's something we have to have. If you cannot get gas, you can't drive cross country. If you have no access to gas, then you can't go anywhere. This was a locked door, and it had to actually register your face. So you can't just look down and go over and open the door. The door will never open. In fact, I saw one gentleman say that he didn't want to do it, and he had a hat down, and the lady says, well, too bad, and ends up putting her arms up, and then he ended up finally taking his cap off, and then it buzzed him in. Now, they say, or the excuse is that these are really bad crime areas, and that they're doing this because of the crime and high traffic areas and this and that. What was even funnier is my daughter, myself, my wife, all went in different times. We had the newborn in the car, so I went in, and then I switched out and sat in the car while my wife went in, and then my daughter went in, and there were 2 employees. It was a very busy gas station, and all 3 of us asked different questions. The video I didn't show you guys that I am going to post was the lady saying, stop. I'm going to have to ask you to stop now. And I just thought it was interesting. She's like, no, you're going to have to stop now. And I said, I'm actually with the local news, MFN, Marfoogle News, basically. I said, I'm with the local news, MFN. And she goes, no, that I really need you to stop then. She goes, Cairo and Como came and got me in lots of trouble. So corporate already knows. And then I went, after looking it up, tons and tons of trouble. This is what's going on, though, over here and over there. We're going to talk about this over the next couple months because you're going to see. I've been tweeting out. They're doing this everywhere. This is going to come to all Walmarts, Targets, Fred Meyers. It's going to happen. Unless, just to let you know, too, you don't have to shop at a place with facial recognition. I guarantee you, if any Target just all of a sudden was empty and no customers came in, they would get rid of it. Any business that had that, they're not going to be dumb. If people don't come in, they won't do it. But now they have slowly chipped us down to the point where you should see the people entering this gas station. They don't even think twice. They go, oh, here you go, beep, bzz, and they get buzzed in. This says, Chinese President Xi Jinping walks during a welcome ceremony for Niger's President Mahamadou Issoufou, and I probably butchered that, at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing Tuesday, May 28, 2019. China is developing a new high-tech system of mass surveillance and coercion aimed at suppressing political dissent among its 1.4 billion people, while forcing American and Western businesses to conform to the government's communist policies if they want to operate there. The system that critics call an Orwellian national-level control system has been dubbed the Social Credit System, or SCS, and was set for launch in the coming year, although recent reports from China now say that the rollout could be delayed until 2021. So this system has, people think that this is already happening. They're already under extreme watch. All of them having the WeChat app, which basically it's not mandatory, but mandatory that they need to study up on their president, his history, what's his favorite colors. Like, these are literally things that citizens are supposed to do. They get a higher credit score if they study on the thing. And if they don't, then they'll get, possibly organs removed. Not saying that that's fact. It's just, it is. And if your social credit score goes too low, you cannot travel. You cannot take a train. And they say you can take a plane. Isn't that right, Dex? Do they say you can take a plane? But I thought you couldn't. Or you can't.
If it goes low, you can lose the rights to travel.
No, you can
on plane too.
That's right. So I knew it was plane. I actually thought then the next step down is you still can take the train, but then if it gets even lower, you can't take the train. This is an episode of Black Mirror in real life. And there's so many other countries that we step in for far less, and we actually go to conflict with them because we're stepping in for human rights. These people are basically, I don't even want to say the words. We haven't had them in, however many years. These people are. So it's pretty crazy. It says the massive system has been tested in several major Chinese cities and uses millions of surveillance cameras linked to supercomputers containing massive databases. And we're talking about, they're almost at quantum level with these things. This is absolute and utter control. I mean, if they did want to go to conflict with somebody, they have absolute control over their people. They could just force it. It says face and voice recognition technology then identifies and monitor people with the goal of controlling behaviors that range from dissident political activity to jaywalking, ostensibly as part of the financial credit monitoring system similar to those used in the West. Now, here's the thing. This is going to be an example for other countries, and other countries are going to subtly say, well, actually, that part of that is working, and that part of that, wow, those guys there's like no crime and this and that. So what they'll do is they'll slowly adopt these things, but make it a convenience. They don't care about, saying this will be convenient for you. They say this will be convenient for us. Our government is going to say this is going to be convenient for you. I just tweeted out that they're going to be using millimeter technology in the airport systems. If you haven't seen them, what it is, and millimeter technology, if that sounds familiar, is the same stuff that 5G is made out of. It's the frequencies they're using much stronger. Millimeter wave is so much stronger and much more thick that it doesn't go through certain things. Like it has a harder time going through trees and walls. That means it's physically bouncing off. That's what I thought. I mean, this stuff is like, you tweak it just a little bit and it's called active denial system. What the military uses to make you feel like your skin is burning. And why? Because if they tweak it, it will go into your skin and out and make it burn. But yet what they're using at the airport, it's not going to cause you cancer or anything, especially like if you travel a lot, take planes a lot. I think we will see a lot of the YouTubers and celebrities, like the big ones that you always, like Casey Neistat takes a plane like every episode, right? He's flying all over the place. 3 years, he'll, be going through chemo. That's my opinion, at least. I mean, that's a lot. If you travel a lot and you are going to be getting millimeter wave technology just so you can get, and this is where the convenience comes in, just so you can get through the line quicker. Somebody, I think it was Inconvenient Truth, responded to my tweet today, and they say, I always opt for the longest way out, the physical search. So he actually opts for the physical search, and it's a much longer way because he doesn't want to go through this new machine. They call it, on the sign it said something like the new wave something, or oh my gosh, it was like next generation screening or something like that. It had a sign, and what it shows, and this is the one that shows like human bodies, and like if you're a well set any kind of person, they can see that on their screen. It's not like perfect color or anything. It's a general shape, but you can basically see the naked person. That's why a lot of people were concerned about it. But people are happy to do it because it just gets them right through the line. And we're letting them do that. That's going to be coming around all over the place. And this will be used in other ways. We're talking about, instead of metal detectors and things like that, you're going to see this at stores. If you don't believe me, you will love the guests we are going to have in the next couple months. We're talking about when you walk into Walmart, on top of facial recognition, because of the new bang, 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 they're going to know if you have something on you. They're even going to know if this system is actually better even at plastic explosives and things, because they can see. They're going through like parts of your body, but it's actually bouncing out. That's what's crazy. It's like going through skin but not going through clothes, or going through clothes but not going through skin. This stuff is bouncing off you. It's horrible. But it's going to get only worse. So I'm going to go back to this. This is rolling out, and again, this is a big thing. 6 dead from NZ volcano as helpers describe horror. Now, apparently, and it's crazy that it's a big story that They are ordering like 1,200 square feet of skin because of all the people that burnt off skin. It says, Wakatane, New Zealand. Survivors of a powerful volcanic eruption in New Zealand ran into the sea to escape the scalding steam and ash and emerged covered in burns, say those who first helped them. The accounts Tuesday came as some relatives were forced to continue waiting for the news of their loved ones, with authorities deciding it remained too dangerous for crews to land on the island to remove bodies. That's right, to remove bodies. 6 deaths were confirmed after Monday's eruption of the White Island volcano. 5 people died at the time of the blast or soon after, while a 6th person died Tuesday night at an Auckland hospital. Another 8 people are believed to have died, with their bodies remaining on the ash-covered island for now. Experts said that there was a 50% chance of another small eruption within a day, and rescue teams didn't want to take chances. Police said they planned to send up drones to measure whether gas levels were safe. The tragedy will have an ongoing effect on the town of Wakatane, which road signs tout as the gateway to White Island. As well as being an important tourist draw for the 20,000 people who live there, the volcano has an almost mystical significance. Its regular puffing a feature of the landscape. So this is a picture of it, man. It looks absolutely amazing, but unfortunately it took lives just now. So a lot of my friends and the people I'm talking to, obviously the main subject that I focus on a lot, if you've watched for a long time, is earthquakes. And furthermore, I'll go into that later. Rose Vanessa turned me onto a music video that creeped me the heck out. It's called If the World Were Ending. I think that's what it's called. If the World Were Ending Now, or something like that. It's a music video by this duet, and essentially they're talking about if the world was ending, would you come over and, would we sit and hold each other tight? Well, the end happened, and it actually shows the emergency alert in the beginning, the creepy sound that nobody likes to hear. Then it's the lyrics, in fact, go back and forth, and he's like, I was in my car when the earthquake happened, and then she says, I try to imagine his reaction. I wasn't scared when the earthquake happened. And then they show the light getting brighter and brighter, and they're in the room, and then all of a sudden it goes bright, and they're basically sitting there on the floor together looking at each other, and it says, seek shelter, and then boom, and it's all done. It was essentially saying that an asteroid hit Earth, and it was just super creepy. It's super professional video. I looked into the director, weird stuff about that too. I mean, it was like predictive programming like crazy, if you're into that. But again, with this earthquake, or with this volcano, the ring of fire is like lit up right now with different little tremors. We've been watching everything. A lot of the earthquake watchers that are here that watch Dutch Sense has been calling out a lot of stuff. He's predicted a lot of stuff lately too. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but in his hot spots, he has nailed like 9 out of 10 in the last like 3 weeks, doing an awesome job. But with this kind of stuff makes me a little bit weird because, we're next to all of these high-risk earthquakes, all these high-risk volcanoes, and that's an actual concern for the Cascade Subduction Zone. I, of course, am in Washington, where a good amount of them are, then Oregon, and then California, even a few. The whole line is a line of dangerous volcanoes. So, so we'll see. Hopefully I hope that more people are found. I'm praying that there's people down there, because if they can't land, that means there could be people there just, barely making it. Could have some amazing survival stories there. Cold War redux. U.S. to hold largest Europe exercises in 25 years. Dex, did I not just tell everybody this from my source?
Yeah, I remember hearing that, and then I saw this, and I'm like, hey, isn't that what we just said?
Do you guys remember? This just came out today, yesterday. Last week, a week and a half ago, I again, if you guys have been watching lately, this is now 3 times, and I don't take credit, but I do take credit for saying it because my source told me all of this. I called the drills between Ryan, and I say it a little bit differently, Russia and China. And I said that we would be doing drills in Europe. I mean, we could go back a week before any news of this because we're lucky enough to have over 300 active and retired military folks in our group. Again, join Marfoogle Alerts. If anything was to hit the fan and we would know about it, we would give you alerts. That's, again, this one, you can go back and somebody could quote, like, I would love it if somebody actually went back and got that quote and made a little 45-second video and put it on Twitter or something. That would be awesome. Because and you know, this is something I don't want to be able to brag about. This is something I'm scared about. So every time my source is correct, I'm just like, it's getting closer and closer, in my opinion. If you disagree, please give me a call at 2244-00-MARF. It says, Mons, Belgium, the United States will send 20,000 troops to Europe next April and May in its biggest military exercises on European soil since the Cold Conflict. And of course, I'm saying conflict for a reason, to underscore Washington's commitment to NATO, a senior Allied commander said on Tuesday. Days after a NATO summit in London, at which U.S. President DT called low-spending European allies delinquent, U.S. Major General Bar Sequin said the exercises centered on Germany will be the largest of their kind in 25 years. Now, I believe maybe at this meeting is where my source got the information. I don't know. But he knew at least a week ago. This really demonstrates transatlantic unity and the U.S. commitment to NATO, Seguin, who oversees allied operations from NATO's military headquarters in Belgium. Eager to deter Russia from any repeat of its 2014 annexation of Crimea from Ukraine, the U.S. Army will test its ability to transport the soldiers across the Atlantic to Belgium and Netherlands and move quickly east through Germany into Poland along NATO's eastern flank. This is straight up preparing for a WW3 if it were to go down. They have contingency plans for everything. And again, with the Crimea situation, that happened. They did it. They took it over. They grabbed more land. Or at least they grabbed it back, right? So people don't think that things like this can happen. They can. And say if they feel right and they feel like grabbing something, there's not much, they can do. Whatever the puppet masters are planning, it's big. And again, even if you think that Mr. Putin and DT Commander-in-Chief are best friends, that doesn't take us out of the thick of it. That just means they'll shake hands before we do it. In fact, they might be smiling, laughing to the bank. Who knows? We don't know. Because there are our sides. There are people, the small handful of people, they'll pay for both sides. Because they're going to buy their weapons and the companies that they own. Military is good for money. It goes all the way back to the Chalk fellas. Of course, with an R. It says the soldiers will join U.S. personnel stationed across the continent, as well as militaries from 18 NATO allies, to mass around 37,000 troops before returning to the United States in an echo of the return of forces to Germany, or reforger maneuvers of the 1980s. We have not demonstrated this ability to rapidly reinforce from a transatlantic perspective for 25 years or so. As Seguin saying, he recalled the reforger maneuvers as a boy in school in Germany. Now, one thing I want to point out is the article that we covered that Renee Thomas called in with. Do you remember what that was, Dex? It was saying that just a couple months ago, Renee Thomas called in during the show, and an article came out during the show that basically said they were doing these drills with the transatlantic, whatever the heck they were called. Do you remember? He's
Yeah, was it the ones where they were trying to ready the ships in a hurry at
Yes.
test, where they were readying the big cargo ships?
Yep. And they said that
The transport
normally
ships,
when
yeah.
they do a drill, it usually has 2 or 3 ships at most, and this thing basically said that all the ships were told you have 5 days to get ready and go over. And these are ships, these are gigantic ships that take tanks, that take everything. They are the way for us to get the actual vehicles and things like that, the bigger stuff, over to where we need to get them. So usually a drill consists, and this is just a month and a half, 2 months ago, same time we were seeing tanks pull into places with the air markers on them, the reflectors on it to let them know which side they're on. At that same time, they were drilling to have all of the ships drill. Basically, 5 days to be ready to go to conflict right then. And now we're seeing all of this with the transatlantic, with all this stuff, and we're actually talking about doing this. There's a lot of weird things lining up here, guys, and people aren't seeing it. It's all little scattered pieces. And again, people are afraid of this happening, but it's going to happen at some point, and who knows? It will most likely not even affect us here at home, right? It might affect your brothers, cousins, wives, whoever's going to enlist and go over there. Will it happen on our soil? Who knows? But it will happen. I don't know why people deny that there's going to be a third WW. It says NATO has already sent battalions to the Baltics and Poland to deter potential Russian incursions, but now aims to be able to sustain any military operations. European governments are also spending more on making troops combat ready. We've followed the money for the last year and a half, and all of the money points the same place. I think people are starting to get it. Anyways, moving on. There's so much more to this, too. It's curious how secret this weapon is compared to how eager the U.S. military often is to promote steps it is taking to reduce collateral damage. It said in less than a week, the United States has killed a number of terrorists in 2 separate strikes, each time using a shadowy AIM 114 R9XX Hellfire missile, which substitutes a center section with a 6 swing-out sword-like blades in place of a missile's traditional high-explosive warhead. So this is like... so if I hear this right, this is like literally 6 sword that swing out on a missile. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, if you see that car in the top of that image, that's one of the sets of blades going through strategically through the roof of a car to take out the occupants.
Oh my gosh.
Zoom into the roof. That's how it went through it.
So, oh my gosh. So did it go straight down? So you're
yes, it
saying...
came straight down and these blades come out and it...
Holy moly. So you're saying that this doesn't explode so nobody around the car would get killed? Wow.
Yep.
So, wow, 6 blades. So it's something out of like a ninja movie, like you see one of those guys like have this little, grenade looking thing and pushes a button and 6 blades pop out or something. That's essentially what this is. It's a missile that drops blades as it hits. And it got all of the occupants in this car. And nobody else around it hit. In fact, the car probably just, quietly rolled to a stop. The next conflict is going to be bonkers. That's for sure. It's literally a sword missile. That's... I hate to say it, but that's pretty freaking sweet.
I had never heard of it. That's why when I saw it, I was like, that's interesting.
That is really interesting. What next? Little steak knives flying out of a bazooka. Yeah, that's like out of a video game. Over 300 Saudi military aviation students grounded in U.S. after base bang bang. Now, if you haven't watched, what we saw was really disturbing. You might have heard of the bang bang at the base, and of course we say bang bang for a reason. But if you were watching the live show, we kind of all came to the same thing there, which was it's pretty nuts to think about that these three guys were at a dinner party the night before it, watching videos of Las Vegas type events and, Columbine types, basically they were watching all of videos celebrating this thing. And then they went AWOL, and then one went and actually, shot up the base. This is just a few of many that we are actually paying to fly. These are pilots in training. And we actually showed you that not only them, but Afghanistani pilots in the same kind of program, over half of them were going AWOL, which literally means they were just disappearing. So they learn how to fly and disappear. Then, of course, this weird kind of timing here. Chilean plane goes missing. We'll talk about that here in a second. A C-130. How does... you lose your keys. You don't lose a C-130 Hercules. It says more than 300 SA military aviation students have been grounded as part of a safety stand down after a Saudi Air Force lieutenant and killed 3 people last week at a U.S. Navy base in Florida, U.S. officials told Reuters on Tuesday. The FBI said U.S. investigators believe Air Force 2nd Lieutenant Muhammad Saeed al-Shamarani, 21 years old, acted alone when he attacked a U.S. Navy base in Pensacola, Florida, before he was shot by a deputy sheriff. The shootings have raised again questions about the U.S. military relationship with SA. Of course, if you don't get the words, I know that we have a lot of new people, so normally I don't explain, which has come under heightened scrutiny in Congress over the conflict in Yemen and SA's killing of a Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi last year. Still, U.S. military leaders have sought to portray this as a localized issue which would not affect the overall U.S.-Saudi relationship. It just seems like it's like everybody knows about this. Like, they just know, right? It's just weird. You guys can think your own thoughts on that. Give me a call at 224-400-MARF. If you want to read into the rest of it, you can go to marfooglenews.com. Pensacola disconnects city network after cyber attack. Now, wait. Whoa. What? Pensacola?
Yep, right after the day after, I believe.
Is anybody seeing this, guys? So, at the same base where this SA gentleman bang, they did a cyber attack. I wonder if this was coordinated. And I wonder if that gentleman and some of the others were related to some sort of organization. Kind of like 19 out of 24 of the people that were on those planes that one day from the same country. And then we ended up instead going to a different country where, like 3 of the guys were from. It says the city government of Pensacola, Florida on Monday announced that it had been hit by a cyber attack that affected many city services, including online payments and city government emails. The city wrote in a Facebook post that it had, quote, disconnected much of our city network until the issue could be resolved, noting that the city's information technology department was, quote, working diligently to resolve the issues. According to a Pensacola official, just because everybody hears about Pensacola every day, right? Other services negatively affected by the cyber attack included city phones, the 311's customer service line, and online payments for Pensacola Energy and the City of Pensacola Sanitation Services. The city noted that no emergency services were affected and that they continued to operate normally. Quote, please note that the city remains operational despite the cyber incident. The city wrote, quote, we will continue to provide services as we are able to, and we want to emphasize that 911, I can't even say that, is not impacted. Okay, so is everybody connecting the dots here? I mean, this is like pretty absurd. Not to mention, and if you're not, just to kind of spell it out for you, they are testing. They're going to try to get to different things like our grid and like different services. And they've already done satellite stuff that affected cell phone service. We've had massive, and this is the crazy thing. The reason you don't hear about cyber attacks is because they're not reported to the public. We have shown you, what was that? The NERC, the NERC, the actual official documentation that said out of 579 cyber attacks in the last 9 years, only one was reported and another just recently. So 2 in just recent times were reported. But the ones that were reported to the NERC and to the National Energy Commission, or whatever it's called, Department of Energy, the DOE, that was 579. And we're talking about, and it included, it even breaks it down into, whether somebody was just throwing a rock at it, to actually taking a high-powered, rifle and shooting at a grid. They are testing different things. Over in Europe, they knocked out their entire GPS system. Isn't that right? Or their emergency system or something like that? I don't know if you remember, Dex. It was Europe or yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I do recall, all of the different types of events that were logged in the NERC, and it was amazing. Just the physical ones were amazing, let alone the number of cyber attacks that none of us have ever known about. Like, these stuff's been going on every day.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Either way, what do you guys think of this? Do you think that there's some sort of connection? Please leave it in the comments below or call in at 224-400-MARF. All right, this one is going to be the weirdest story of the day. Sorry, I had to finish my art. Chilean military deploys fighter jets in search of missing plane with 38 people. And mind you, those were military folks. Hercules C-130, not pictured, disappeared shortly after taking off late on Monday for the southern city of Punta Arenas. The Chilean military has deployed fighter jets in an expansion of its search for an Air Force cargo plane that crashed with 38 people aboard over a remote stretch of frigid sea between South America and Antarctica. So I tweeted out, and almost everybody solidly agreed. Hello? It's a military plane that was going to Antarctica. It's Chilean. We've talked about the weird things that are going on in the Chilean government. We're talking about the weird things with the World Health Organization showing that Chilean government would be one of the few that would not be affected by the coming pandemic that they say they're not predicting, but they're showing us how we would be affected if one happened to hit. And basically all of our allies were okay. Chilean government has had all these weird things going on. Now a Chilean military plane goes straight up missing on the way. And by the way, they said Chilean Air Force. I'm like, Chile has an Air Force? Let alone a C-130. I understand that they actually do have quite a few planes. They have quite a few stuff. Some of it apparently has been given to from different countries, this and that. This Hercules C-130 is one of the planes that you see and you're like, whoa, this is a huge, gigantic plane. And this is the second. We had the Malaysian flight that went missing, right? Still not solid on whatever happened to that. This one lost contact and disappeared. That is a big plane. So imagine that year, 2001, the worst day in America's history. Imagine something even bigger than that. Imagine everybody's doing drills on the East Coast this time and, there's no scrambles ready for the West Coast. What could something big like this do? Also, can this do other things? These can be equipped with different things. One thing I want to say is, can these drop things out of the back? Is that something that the Hercules can do? Maybe you Air Force guys, I know we have got Air Force military guys. Could they do something with this? Could they jimmy rig? Could they drop that back thing down and drop things out the back? Just curious. And most of you would probably say, like, well, if they come in anywhere near anywhere, they're going to be spotted because this thing's going to be huge on radar. What else is going on in Antarctica? All these ships are going up there. All these things are going up there. All this stuff is going on. All I'm asking is the question, like, what is going on? A Chilean plane goes straight up missing? Not to mention the suspicious part about this, and this isn't like a theory or anything, that they said that the weather wasn't crazy. Like, this was an area that had bad weather, but it wasn't. Like, it wasn't that day. What the heck happened? It says, so again, there's fighter jets actually looking for this thing. The Hercules C-130 cargo plane disappeared shortly after taking off late Monday, and it said the cause of the crash was not known, and officials acknowledged the chances of finding survivors were slim. Large rolling waves in the icy Drake Passage and low clouds had complicated the search on Tuesday, authorities said. Air Force General Eduardo Masquera said that the search area now covers an area about 250 by 280 miles. He told reporters that improved visibility was helping the crews of searchers using planes, satellites, and vessels from Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, and the U.S., as well as Chile. The flight appeared routine until the moment it disappeared. That's what I'm saying. These are some weird things that are going on. It says the region where the plane disappeared is vast, largely untouched ocean wilderness of penguin-inhabited ice sheets off the edge of the South American continent with depths of 11,500 feet. It says the military was using sonar-enabled Navy ships to detect irregularities at depth, and it had established quadrangles to help organize the search. Masquera said ships from Argentina and Brazil were assisting, he said. So one thing I don't get, Dex, is this, so was this over ocean or was this over snow or I guess ice? It
was, my understanding is over the ocean. It was en route to their territory in Antarctica, in the Chilean territory in Antarctica. And it disappeared from its last known tracking.
So I mean, it could go down in the ocean and just sink to the very bottom, right?
Yeah, you would think there would be wreckage and debris,
floating,
debris field that would be visible. Yeah.
See, I think it would be even weirder if this was over land or something, like white, just totally plain land, and they didn't find it. Then I would be really, really suspicious. I don't know. That's just weird. What do you guys think of it? What do you think happened to this plane? I would love to hear your opinion and have you guys share it with the rest of the Marfoogle family. This could be very much bigger than we think. So I'm going to get to this in a second. JChief07, thank you for subscribing. As always, if you subscribe during the show, you will get a shout out. Bev Darling, thank you for subscribing as well. Sky Blazer, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Quote, of course, by FDR. Thank you, Sky Blazer. I appreciate the support and the quote. 314, thank you for subscribing, representing. I appreciate you. And as always, if you subscribe, you will get a shout out. Ilea Love just popped on to say hi. Looking forward to the replay with my morning cups of coffee. Much love to the Foogle Fam. Thank you, Ilea Love. I guess we will Ilea love you later. Later in the morning. By the way, good morning. How's that coffee taste? Did you just spit your coffee? Hopefully she doesn't watch that now and watches that tomorrow morning. And David Bruton, sorry for being late on comments, but look into Walmart patents and social networking, and don't forget connections with volcanoes and earthquakes and meteors. Hello, Marf and everyone. David Bruton, we have talked about, in fact, Dex dug pretty deep and we ended up showing a bunch of the Walmart patents. It was really creepy. They have stuff that you wouldn't even think, like, what does it even have to do with Walmart? Like, we're talking about, like, weird stuff. Yeah, it's probably because Walmart owns all this other crap. Cherry Boo 65, UN prophetically calls 2020, quote, year of peace and security. No conflicts, no addition of weaponry, building national allies, but yet all we hear is war. I don't know. Cherry Boo 65 Boone, what do you think honestly, what do you think? Do you think we're not going to have another conflict? I think 2020 is going to be a crazy, crazy year. I think that with everything that's going on, the articles of impeachment, everything, we are looking at a possible, like, revolution. I'm not doing that to scare people either. I mean, does anybody else agree that we are, like, coming up to a precipice of something? Like, we all feel it. Like, something is about to happen. Heaven's Calling. Hey, Adam, can you check out article on Middle E monitor titled U.S. aircraft carrier escorted out of Gulf by Ryan, please? Middle E monitor titled U.S. Dex, can you check out the Middle East monitor titled U.S. aircraft carrier escorted out of Gulf by Ryan?
Yeah, so I can give you the headline on that real quick. I researched it. Some people were sending it to me, including West Virginia prepared mine. The satellite photo was released today that showed the aircraft carrier going through the Strait of Hormuz, and it was included 4 of our ships around it, which is normal, but it was being tailed by like 10 Ryanian ships, or 10 or more. So that's
their little battle boats.
Yeah, they were just following it. The headlines that are being used right now in blogs and on Twitter is that the ship was harassed, but this was actually done a few days ago. This was like 8 days ago, and the satellite photo just showing where those ships were positioned at the time was released today.
Okay, so we'll just pull it up real quick. Thanks for pointing that out. Heaven's Calling. Angelina Roxy, thank you for just the support. You can always say something or say hi. Tia Haskins, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the fam. I mean that. And Brian Hahn and Wooler Woolhouse, welcome to the fam. Thank you for subscribing 3 and 4 minutes ago. All right, and to any of the new people, if you realize, be respectful of callers too when we get closer to the calls. If you've never been here before, we have mods that have been here for a long time. I do have to clear something up. I've had people that are like in chat for a really long time, or they've been watching for 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, and they've never had a problem. And then a subject comes up and they say something. And then one thing is if you are chatting and say you guys get in an argument or something, in about 30 seconds after you say it, it pops up here. So a lot of people get mad at my mods when actually they're just following the rules. Or they think that my mods are being personal, like they're trying to go after them, like they blocked me or they hid my message. We don't try to do that. But we are all about being positive, not saying this caller sucks, they're a liar, they're BS, this and that. We're all entitled to our views, and that's exactly what this show is about. We are going into like the worst times ever. If you don't believe me, just wait. You're going to see a lot of stuff. We have a lot of military folks in this group. In our Discord group, we have over 300 confirmed active and retired military, and there's just a lot of things that are coming. I have family, a lot, and then on top of that, those families, those people in our group, They have friends and family in the military. Usually military rolls with military. Not all of them are going to be watching this show, but a lot of the family members are here too. So we're going to see a lot of stuff. We have more important things to do than to call people names and all this other stuff. If you've watched the show for 2 years, I've made one response video, but I don't make negative videos about people. Even when I was getting trolled super hard, like 10 creators teamed up against me, I still didn't go back at them. And we made it out the other end. Now we're about to hit 100K on this channel, 150 on the other. So my point is, if you don't get mad at the mods because they delete stuff, it has to show up on this here. And if it shows up here, then I could get knocked off, and then there's no show and you don't have anything to watch in the first place. They're cracking down, and I knew this a year and a half ago. Commercially viable is going to be a thing. We get a lot of information out, and we have to be a little bit careful. But we still get that same information out. I much rather say Ryan instead of and be on and get the same message. People understand the exact same message, or I'll show the word on screen or whatever. I would rather get that out in front of 100,000 people than say whatever I want in front of 10 on a different platform. So again, I just want to say I've had several issues with people blaming mods for the mods doing their job. If you're new here, just respect others and be open-minded. If somebody says something that it triggers you to go, "You're a liar," then you should probably think to yourself, okay, that's their view. Or maybe they're not lying, by the way. They believe that. So maybe they just know different information than you, or maybe they're wrong. But we can all listen to each other and try to move on. Especially with this new, with this vote coming up. It's weird. So I actually, when I first saw this, so we have 6 perished in this volcano, and then 6 perished, including police officer in Jersey City shootout. Gunman found dead in grocery store along with 3 civilians. It says a police officer was among 6 killed in a lengthy gun battle in New Jersey on Tuesday. The officer was rushed to the hospital but did not survive. So I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for all of them, really. 2 suspected gunmen were also killed along with 3 civilians. Their bodies were found in a kosher grocery store at Bayview Avenue and Martin Luther King Boulevard after an intense shootout with police. More innocent people dying in these shootouts, right? Then they're like, well, take all the weapons. Unfortunately, it's not going to stop anything. The incident began at the Bayview Cemetery, where police officers encountered 2 people who they thought were suspicious. CBS News has learned the duo then got into a U-Haul rental vehicle. What's up with this, like, the shootouts with big utility vehicles, Dex? Nobody thinks this is weird? We got the UPS truck, now the U-Haul.
Mm-hmm.
Got into a U-Haul rental vehicle and drove to the grocery store where the massive gun battle took place. It all started roughly 12:45. Is anybody starting? Is it anybody like starting to see there's a kind of a pattern here?
Yeah, and Adam, on this story, I don't think they had said it at the time of this particular article, but I think now they're starting to pin this one on that it was targeting. It was targeting a certain group. I don't want to say it because I don't want to use any of the keywords, but it was anti-S is what they said the gunmen are.
So is it one tribe against the other tribe? Is that what it was?
Well, no, it was at a kosher store.
Okay.
Anti.
Okay.
Yes. You know
Anti.
Okay.
Anti-semi. Got it.
Yes. There you go.
Got it. Wow. It's like, a lot of these things, they're triggered to trigger emotion. Who knows what's going on, really? Jamie Martini Franklin, hey, Adam, Dex, and family, fear not, God is in control. I believe that's true. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I just had one of those weird pains where you can't talk for a second. China's Golfin 7 mapping satellite sends back incredible 3D images of Earth. Or so they say. Check this out. So, what do you think of these pictures, Dex?
Oh, look, this is the only thing that's important in this article, in my opinion. They are mapping at a 3-dimensional rate at like meters,
quantum,
sub-meter, I think it was. So they're getting down to a very, very tiny space with their technology. And this is the same country that we're worried about facial recognition, all of this other, everything that's part of their social crediting, all of the cameras that they've got all over their land. Integrated into their society.
Quantum computing to process all the data.
They've got this high-powered satellite sitting up there mapping the world in a 3-dimensional space at a resolution that is less than a meter. I mean, that's pretty significant.
Okay.
I mean, they could see your bug out location, right?
Well, okay, so we've talked about this on the channel. Remember when it was amazing? It was like 9 feet or something. It was 3 meters, and we were amazed by that. Okay, so here's the thing.
I remember that. There was a mapping company that was doing it every day. Right?
Yep. And we talked about it. If a tree moves, if the program sees something move, so say you go out to your bug out spot, say you chop down a tree for wood, that tree is no longer there. It triggers, it's like a doorbell on their machine. They go, oh, something here moved. And unless it's a beaver chopping down that tree, they just found you. So like in the worst case scenario, say you had to bug out and you think you can hide just by going out in the country, that's wrong. That's actually why we were actually telling you guys, it's not good if this happens in the future, if they still have this stuff, because they'll be able to find anybody everywhere in a matter of minutes. I mean, that's how crazy this is. If you changed any bit, I mean, they're going to get to the point where if you step on a blade of grass and it's bent down, they're going to be able to see that. This is way crazy compared to even just 2 years ago, how they could map the live Earth. Me and Dex talked about this, or I'm sorry, Dex and I talked about this a couple months ago, or 4 or 5 months ago. So now they're getting extremely detailed. This isn't exactly, this is not high res, but actually on my screen it's pretty darn close, but on yours it's going to be about 1080 and pixelated. So either way, this is, they're getting way more detailed. This is China National Space Administration Tuesday released the first batch of 3D images based on the data from recently launched Golfin 7 Earth observation, the country's first civil-use optical transmission 3D surveying and mapping satellite, which reaches sub-meter definition. So it's actually could be there or less. It'd be nice if we had, look at this airport. Jeez, that's so symbolic there. Look at that. I wonder whichever airport this is. It's got the 1, 2. Oh, that's creepy. That is creepy. That's got to mean something. Look at the design of it. Ugh. All right. You can check those pictures out, all those pictures on that tweet. By the way, everything is on marfooglenews.com, including the tweets there, so make sure to check that out. Mysterious lights hovering over Mesa skies puzzle residents. Again? Mysterious lights hovering over the East Valley may have many wondering if we had a close encounter. Quote, it was pretty bright. It was about straight up over here, and it went straight that way, and didn't seem like it was too far, said DJ Meyer and Carrie Burnett, describing what they saw. The couple said that they had spotted the phenomenon outside their Mesa home on Sunday around 9 that night. Again, if you've seen this yourself, guys, please call in at 224400MARF. Quote, it started moving kind of a diagonal across. I was trying to figure out which way it was heading, and that's when we noticed it started dropping things from it. That's weird because I've gotten videos of that one thing that looked like it was dropping lightning. It says the object captured on 2 cell phones looks like a bright orb hovering silently in the sky. Every few minutes, the object appears to drop what looks to be flares towards the ground. And it wasn't just us. Our neighbors next door, they were out and weren't even filming. They were in amazement. It says they were more in amazement, like statues just watching it, said Meyer. Mayer immediately posted the video to Facebook, and comments rolled in, but none had any explanation to what they were seeing. Some said it was an aircraft, others said it was aliens or a comet. The entire event harkens back to 1997, the mysterious Phoenix Lights phenomenon, a mystery that remains in hot debate even today. ABC 15 reached out to several aviation experts who theorized the lights seen Sunday could be from a parachute flares used by military or even helicopters or other aircraft dropping flares during training. Let's see here. I want to see if... Yeah, we're getting lots of these weird things. Are we able to show... The video is actually pretty good on this one.
Yeah, I didn't. It was in the article, but I couldn't get it to.
That's okay.
Over.
I'm going to try to get it to do. We'll see. If the stupid advertisement plays. Let's see here. Watch, is going to dink us. Oh, there we go. Okay, that does not look like a plane.
Tonight. It was about straight up over here, and it went straight that way.
Stop. From outside their Mesa home, DJ Mayer and Carrie Burnett shot this video Sunday around 9 p.m.
And it started kind of moving diagonal across, trying to figure out which way it was heading. And as it did, that's when we noticed it started dropping things from it.
The object captured on 2 cell phones looks like a bright orb hovering silently in the sky every few moments, dropping what looks to be flares towards the ground.
And it wasn't just us. Our neighbors next door, they were out. They weren't even filming. They were more in amazement, like statues, just sitting there watching it.
DJ immediately posted the video to Facebook, and the comments rolled in, but none had an explanation for what they were seeing.
Finally, the aliens are here. Wow, that's crazy.
The entire event harkens back to 1997 and the mysterious Phoenix Lights, one that remains in hot debate even today. We reached out to several aviation experts who theorized the light seen Sunday could be from parachute flares used by the military, or even helicopters or other aircraft dropping flares during training. In fact, the outlaw military operations area sits not far from where the video was shot, but video found online for those types of exercises just doesn't seem to match.
No navigation lights. Even the military has to have navigation lights on. That's an FAA rule.
We reached out to the FAA, Luke Air Force Base, and the Army National Guard, but none could say for certain what it was. And tonight, our guess is as good as yours.
I know what I saw, and I don't think that it was from here, and I think it was definitely something else.
All right, so you guys, after seeing that, it was a little bit choppy, but I mean, you can get the general basis of it. It was an orb dropping other things. Doesn't that make you think of almost like the movies of, well, first off, we've been talking a lot about Oumuamua coming right by Earth, and then this other interstellar thing coming right by Earth. What if, I'm just, by the way, I always think about this stuff, how they kind of did stuff in movies and things, and like, what if an alien ship like kind of beamed down You know, like that was Shatner and Spock and all of them just beaming down. Or like, you know, how Terminator kind of was in that ball and then smashed down naked and then stood up and did his thing. I just thought it was weird. Again, if that was a legit video, there was no navigation lights. What could that be? I mean, could it be a one of those air balloons and then parachuters jumping out of that? Because could the main light be the flame from their thing? Can you even do that at night? I don't know. Either way, there's been just tons of emails to us. As far as your reports, we're going to start gathering. We try to get as many as we can and show them on the show. If you have some sort of sighting, please let us know. Send us the video on, email the video to us, email us a link, or get on Twitter and tweet it, and then we will share it. UFO frenzy in Berlin as mysterious lights in the sky stun onlookers in German capital. By the way, and like I always think of like, what if we were about to be at WW3 and then, you know, fallen angels come down and say, now it's time to go, or, you know, just that's where my brain goes. I'm weirdo. I'm totally weird. That's fine. Call me whatever you want to call me. I honestly think that, you know, we might see actual angels come down, or, you know, that's just me. It says the strange night spectacle with what some described as, quote, a string of pearls on fairy lights in the sky prompted Berliners to search for answers on the internet, Googling UFO sighting and meteors, or sharing their concerns with themed organizations. Here's another thing that Google probably knows. Do you realize this? Say everybody in a city sees something and then goes right into Google and starts searching it. They know, even if nobody reports it to the police, anybody, they would be able to see like sightings. Because Dex, think about this. If you just saw an alien or a UFO and you were pretty like straight-laced, you know, not into this kind of stuff, you would probably just deny it, but you'd probably secretly go back to your computer, look up sightings. Think about what the platform can actually do. Like even this platform right now, I bet you.
Oh yeah, they publicized this before.
Well,
absolutely.
But you know what I mean? Like they probably see cities that have these sightings, and then all of a sudden there's thousands of people in their homes like looking up sightings. That's what I thought was just, it's kind of interesting to know.
Both search on Google, social, on photos and live video on Twitter seem to be really good indicators of actual things happening in real time. And yeah, I've seen them do that, and we've seen them publicize it on a big scale. Like I think it's Google Trends will show you that, but the same technology can be used at a micro level to say, hey, we're seeing a whole bunch of this activity in this one city. We could know that there's, you know, some sort of UFO sightings going on based on those activities. Absolutely.
Well, they definitely saw something over Berlin. It says the string of lights which floated over the German capital Berlin and neighboring Brandenburg over the past few nights and early mornings have worried locals. As the local outlet Morgan Post reports, Google searches for UFO sighting, meteor, or meteorite spiked, with platforms dedicated to UFO sightings registered numerous reports about what user described as a string of pearls or fairy lights. That actually kind of matches the other sighting. I mean, that's weird. I don't know. I mean, what if all of them falling like fairy lights? When I think of fairy lights, I think of the just little hanging fairy lights. That's weird. Speaking of space, Space Force looks to go ahead for launch, but questions remain about how it will dogfight in space. Again, we've talked about Space Force and why they need it, because there's going to be battles up there. That's what's nuts. The House of Representatives and the Senate have agreed to a version of the annual bill outlining defense policy and budgeting for the 2020 fiscal year that will stand up an all-new U.S. military service devoted to operations in space. After years of debate, Space Force now looks all but certain to formally arrive next year, but the language in the law would create it shows that serious questions remain as to its organization and function. It says, outside the Earth's atmosphere, here you go. These issues, in turn, could hamper its ability to perform its missions at a time when threats to American interests outside the Earth's atmosphere are increasing, and a U.S. military official says they are still trying to figure out what it will look like to, quote, dogfight in space. What do you guys think? What do you think? When do you think that the Space Force will end up kicking in? And do you think we're going to start seeing flashes in the sky and all sorts of weird stuff because they're going to be up there, you know, kamikazing each other or something? It's pretty wild.
X-Wings and TIE fighters.
I mean, really, if they could do the sound effect of the choo-choo, we need that sound effect. Or actually, I don't even want to say it because we'll get a copyright strike on the, it will say Star Wars or Lucasfilm, you know, sound effects copyright. Colleen Luce Wilson sending some Florida sunshine to the fam that needs it. That's awesome, Colleen. By the way, you guys are all, I just love seeing familiar names here. Thank you for coming. A Positive Channel. You can always say something, especially if you do something like that. $25 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel and for being a positive channel. Let's see here. Special significance or cool coincidence. Oh, this is a trip. Okay, so do you guys realize what tomorrow is? So it says the last full moon of the decade could have special significance if you are into numerology. The full moon will take place Thursday, December 12th, and at the instant that the moon is full at 12:12 a.m., does it have special significance or is it just a cool coincidence? According to the Farmer's Almanac, the number 12 has special significance depending on who you ask. Here, it's actually the 12th man for Seahawks. Consider this, there are 12 months in a year. A day is made up of 12-hour periods. In numerology, the number 12 is related to completion, perfection, harmony, motivation, achievement, and independence. Independence Day. Only 12 people have walked on the moon, and we can't forget this. There are 12 days of Christmas. Thursday's full moon is called the, quote, cold moon or long night's moon for the time of the year when the winter really begins. So full moon on 12/12 at 12/12. That is weird. That's like...
They didn't say which time zone, though. I'm going to assume since it was Miami, it's Eastern time zone, but I don't know if it was Greenwich Mean Time or...
Oh, that's true. That means it would be 9 here. So I guess... I don't know. I don't know if we could consider that really freaky or just daylight savings
somebody
freaky.
Will think it's freaky. Somebody will say it's freaky.
I don't know. 12/12/12/12. That's pretty creepy. Elon Musk is back in the news today. Again, last week we were talking about his sister, mother, uncle, brunkle. Of course, if you didn't remember, hits as beautiful as Elon is a bronco. He's a bronco. Because he's a brother and an uncle. His dad basically knocked up his stepsister and stepmother. Well, now they are. Now it says billionaire tech icon Elon Musk turned a lot of heads in Malibu, California on Saturday night when he showed up to a swanky restaurant in his new Tesla Cybertruck. But Musk's night on the town included at least one embarrassing hiccup. The founder of Tesla and SpaceX hit a traffic pylon with his shiny new vehicle that some Twitter users joked was roughly the height of a small child. It actually is. If you see I'm going to show you in here in a second. Musk was spotted at Nobu, one of the more expensive Japanese restaurants in LA, where the Cybertruck got a lot of attention on Saturday, according to celebrity news site TMZ. The valets at Nobu decided to keep the truck front and center in the parking lot, where passersby stopped to get a peek at the new electric vehicle. At one point, Musk even came out of the restaurant with actor Edward Norton to show off his eye-catching vehicle. Oh, God, what a D. You know, I most of the time I like Elon. I know some people hate him. Some people say this or that. But what's the necessity of going to dinner with Edward Norton? Like, you're just friends with Edward Norton. You know, maybe they're in Fight Club, you know. Just, hey, Edward Norton, you want to go to dinner because you're Edward Norton? Maybe he's going to get one of the first Cybertrucks. All these celebrities, all these big, like I look at, you know, I don't watch TV. I watch the big things I watch are on YouTube. So I watch, you know, Peter McKinnon and the tech guy. Do you know who I'm talking about, Dex? The tech guy that reviews stuff. He's got like 9 million subscribers. Marcus Brownlee. He's buying one of the Cybertrucks, and like all these guys, I'm like, why would you? How are you guys going to spend $100,000 on this ugly looking truck? Like, that's up to you. But
it's half the price of a Model S, so that's why everybody wants it.
So are you saying that it's actually cheaper than the car?
Yeah, the single engine is like, I don't know, 35,000 or something. And
You're
the
justifying
double is 55 and the triple is 70 something.
Are you trying to convince your wife that you can get one?
No.
Sounds like you're trying to.
I don't have the range. I'm out in the boonies. I can drive that far and not find electricity to charge it.
I don't know. I think it's just so ugly. I think it's cool inside. Granite countertops for a freaking. That doesn't sound fun to hit. This is the pylon that he knocked over. It says right turn only. And he actually went left, like a jack, because his in-car GPS told him to go left. Here's the video of it happening. Okay, now imagine that is a 4-year-old child. Just again, boom, 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 meh. Yeah, and why is he taking off so dang fast? You quit being a D-bag. I don't know. I guess once you start, I have 3 kids, so I'm just like, I'm naturally like, slow down. I guess you get like that.
Is that street legal? I mean, it's a concept car. Like, does it have bumpers and mirrors and everything it's supposed to have?
I don't know. It doesn't look. Oh, you know what? We can't probably see it, but it's that LED light bar thing, and it probably swings to the left. It doesn't even look like it has a blinker on.
It's all right. He's elite. They'll give him a pass.
He's Elon Musk. He owns rockets. Like, you know, there's those rich guys that are like, oh, I have a yacht, and it's like, you know, done, right? Ultimate pickup line. You want to come hang out on my yacht? He's like, hey, you want to go to Mars? Done, son. Mic drop. I can take you to another planet. Literally, that is not a corny pickup line. Still doesn't get any. All right. This is funny. And I literally, somebody like jokingly was about to get this for me and my family. Walmart apologizes for sweater featuring Santa with cocaine. There was. I'll tell this story sometime else. But we had a family member that wore these corny Christmas sweaters, and he always had them. He showed up like with a nudie one at a very family event, and just had the address, but didn't realize it was at a family fun center. I can't tell you how funny it was, but it was so wrong. Walmart has apologized for an adults-only Christmas sweater on its Canadian website that appeared to depict Santa with cocaine, according to a report. The retailer pulled the holiday outfit along with several other risque seasonal sweaters Saturday after they caused a stir with social media users. Okay, first off, people should... This was only sold online, by the way. Like, who cares? If this is online, it doesn't bother me. What does bother me, though, is that in the stores, supposedly, and online, there were shirts that said Daddy's Little Slut. I'm not kidding you. It was a kid's shirt and a young woman's shirt that said Daddy's Little Slut. And it was there as like a joke. That is like not cool. And that's the world we live in, like where things like this are acceptable. 11-year-old, boys dancing at clubs, just ugh. Other duds for sale depicted Father Christmas in compromising situation, including with his pants off, roasting his chestnuts in front of a fireplace. I mean, back when I was like 18, 19, 20, in my early 20s, this would be funny, to show up in the stupid sweater. Once you get older, you're just like, this is just, you're dumb. Like, I don't know. You grow out of that. That's for kids. All right. Well, what is it? Reptar Ray Ray. This is the best. This is the best screen name ever. Reptar Ray Ray, aka SGB, says, "Hey Adam, Dex, big fan. Love what you guys do. Keep up the great work. I see you mods. Y'all great too. I was hoping you could wish my girlfriend Crystal happy birthday is tomorrow." Well, if she's watching now, we can do one step better. And you better embarrass her. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Crystal. Happy birthday to you. And tell Crystal that the show just stopped for her. Dave, hi Marf, that 9-year-old super smart Belgian kid is going to a university in the U.S. From Belgium with love. Oh, so you saw the show that I did last week on so the 9-year-old super smart kid is like a real Doogie Howser. He's going to be going to med school. He just graduated university. It's crazy. He's got his like simple one. Now he's going to go in like masters and MD stuff. Absolutely insane. All right, if you guys want to help support us, the best way to do so, we don't actually ask for the donations. You guys continue to do so anyways. As far as protecting yourself, this is a big deal. Like usually people do like things just to do them. We actually believe that EMP shield will save lives, especially if we have anything CME or EMP related. Just so you guys know, President DT actually signed orders basically saying that we have to harden our grid, and that's because he was let in on the secret that there are huge threats against our grid. We've shown you the NERC, 579 attacks on our grid, and only 1 or 2 are reported. You're seeing it happen right in front of your eyes. The way to protect yourself is with an EMP shield. These are handmade in Kansas. They are tested by Keystone, and they were tested up to 43 times to survive an E1, E2, and an E3 phase of an EMP. You can go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. Right now, they extended for the Foogle family. This is something huge. They were doing their Black Friday sale, and then so many people trickled in and were like, whoa, it's not Black Friday anymore. Can we still get it? That they ended up extending the 75 on top of our 50 off. So only for our Foogle family members, and they have a lot of different affiliate stuffs, they are doing 125 off for you guys. It's a veteran-owned business. It's 100% American-made, literally by hand in Kansas, and then they can be wired into different devices. So again, that's for each device. So if you were waiting to get multiple, this would be the time. Again, if a EMP hits and your generator's out, you're screwed. If you have a bug out spot, but your car won't run, what's the point of it? Again, you can get a device to protect your solar, your ham radio, your vehicle, your home. A home is the most important part, and it will protect you against lightning 100%. But again, we are earning commissions with these things, but this is something we believe is serious. We believe that we, in the end, will legitimately end up seeing people survive through hell. Before EMP Shield came along, I've been telling people about this for now 2 years. As you guys know, we have a lot of military in this group. You've heard Andrew come on himself. These guys have been in the White House recently because of the threats. They are contracted. They just announced their contract with Texas DEMSO. They are part of the official DEMSO team hardening our grid. So again, you can't go wrong with these guys. It's guaranteed 30 days money back if you aren't satisfied. So check it out, and it helps support the channel. Again, that's marfooglenews.com/EMP. Again, they are extending their Black Friday sale. NordVPN. I'm going to let Dex do this. He's our techie. But again, this will help our Foogle family. We believe in these products. We don't sell anything that we don't. Dex, can you explain why I or anyone else should use NordVPN?
Yeah, you need to protect yourself when you're online, both from people that can sniff your information off of your wireless connection, as well as to protect your identity or your IP address when you're online, because you can be attacked from someone else and they can actually come in and infiltrate your network or infiltrate your computer. You don't want that to happen. So using a VPN will protect you. It does a lot more than just that. It's also super simple to use, and you can, with one account, you can run it on like 6 different devices at the same time. It's really great. They're running a special right now. It's different than the one they had for Black Friday. They've got a new one. They've launched a new secure password manager, and if you sign up now, you can save up to 80%, something like that. But you also get access to this new product that they've launched. That's a password manager, which I highly recommend. Everyone should have some sort of password management system. These things cost a lot of money with other places, and they're giving it to you for free when you buy the VPN product. So really great. I love NordVPN. I've used them for a long time. It works really well. Simple to use. Turn it on, turn it off, just like a light switch.
Well, thank you, Dex. Again, Dex was high up in tech companies, and he has helped me protect myself several times too. I used other VPNs and I got screwed. If you guys don't know half the stuff I've been through actually doing this channel, then you would know. Like, I should have had Nord in the first place. It was dumb not to. I actually put my family in danger. Like, there's so many creepy people online. Being real with you guys, even if you don't go through us, go with an EMP Shield, and then for NordVPN, it's smart to do, period. And it covers 6 different devices simultaneously. You can actually use it, and then again, like if you're in a coffee shop, something like that, you're protected as well. Go to marfooglenews.com/VPN. Everything is there. For convenience features, everything you can go to. If you forget, just go to marfooglenews.com/VPN. All right, now we're going to get to our calls. If you want to get in, or if you're already in, again, the number is 224400MARF, and nothing in the show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else who helps with the show. And you should always do your own research and consult with professionals. So if somebody says you should rip a banana off the wall and eat it, even though it's 4 months old, you might want to talk to a doctor about that. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. Marfoogle News, the main channel, is actually at 147,000 subscribers. This isn't updated yet. But you know what's even awesomer? And yes, awesome is a word, by the way. I make up words here. That's right. Let's see here. An easy way to share the other channel is marfoogle.news. And for this channel, you can go to and actually put this on a piece of paper, put it on a post, wherever you want to put it. MARFOOGLE.tv. It takes people in a browser straight to our subscribe button. We are so close to, I actually think we're at 97,200. We are so close to 100. I'll just explain real quick why this is important. Once we get to 100, we can apply for verification. This is why we were really stressed about getting that main channel to 100 so we could verify. That way, we are one step up and we are a verified partner. We're at all that, and we can prove that we are commercially viable. So it is a big deal to us. We got some heads up from sources, the same, one of the same sources that is talking to Steven Crowder directly. One of the same sources who was talking to Owen Benjamin. Scary, right? So we're talking to somebody who knows. So please, if you like this show, spread the word. Spread it to your sisters, your brothers, your brunkles, whoever the heck's around. Spread the love. I did that video. We've helped over 220 creators get to 1,000 subscribers or more. We've helped over 70 of them, 65, I believe, get monetized, like physically monetized. Now their channel has ads and stuff so they can support themselves off their creativity. Please help us out, however you would like. Thank you. And then Discord, we have the Creators Corner. Get in there, because if anything happens, we're all going to team up, no matter who happens. If a 600 subscriber channel goes down, we're going to back them up. And we're going to be working with Edge of Wonder. That's going to be a big thing too. On Friday, we'll have some sort of little piece on their show, and then they are going to come on the show together. So, and then I want to have Ben back. Ben's a really nice guy, amazing guy. And missing notifications. This is the system that made us miss yesterday. Website notifications are now available. This is a big deal. Works with all browsers and Android. iOS is coming soon. Look for the prompt and click the bell in the bottom right corner. So it will say you're subscribed to notification. It will say subscribe, then you're subscribed to notifications. I think you can, on the one that I was on, it said all. Again, this is just, it only purpose is to send you notifications when we upload a video to YouTube. So you do not have to depend on YouTube to get that notification. It will directly come right to you no matter what. Go to marfooglenews.com. Again, this is the first day. It's in beta version, but again, it's pretty awesome. And we're also trying to help. I'm talking to other creators too. We want to help a lot of people do this. Don't you wish your favorite creator, if there's somebody else out there you watch more, don't you wish you would get their notifications instead of watching their stuff 4 days late? It's kind of sucky. And then if you want to support us through ground therapy, if you've been doing ground therapy for decades or you just found out about it, this is what essentially changed my entire sleep schedule and helped my digestive tract. I had huge problems, and I still do, but I mean, it's way, way better. And that's because I've been sleeping on the ground therapy mat. You actually plug it in. You are grounded with the earth. If you don't know what it is, you should watch the Earthing movie. You actually have access being in this Foogle Family. It's already been released now. But you can watch the full-length feature film at marfooglenews.com/GT. If you want to get any of the products and get free shipping with code MH, you can go to marfooglenews.com/earthing. And if you want to, nothing, because it's blank, I think we're done with that. Boom. All right. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to Michael it. All right, we're going to take our first calls. It's about that time. So we're going to start calls here in 2 seconds. Whoa! Hello, you were live on Marfoogle TV. What is going on?
What's up, man? Long time no talk.
Hey, how are you doing? So,
I'm doing good.
So, Brandon, you want to talk about impeachment of T-Man?
Yeah. So I just want to run through some stuff real quick because I know you got other callers and stuff. First thing, impeachment. POTUS is safe. Nothing's going to happen to him. It's going to be dropped in the Senate. In case people don't know, you need 2/3 vote in the Senate in order to impeach it. POTUS. Well, we got majority, so that's not going to happen. I think it would take upwards of 13 or 15 of our people to vote for impeachment in order to get him kicked out. So he's safe on that. Second thing I wanted to talk about is, I don't know if you remember me I'm the one that called about the guy who had possibly cracked the code in the Bible about when the year it could end and stuff like that, and how every chapter, goes with a year. Like 1947 is relatable to Psalms chapter 47.
I vaguely remember. And I apologize. I've just talked to so many people.
Oh no! I was trying to poke at you and see if you could remember. So anyway, I had said something about. Well, I'd sent some people to a website. Some people might remember. They might not. A guy cracked possibly a code in the Bible. Every chapter is equivalent to a year. Blah blah blah. And he come up with the number 2031 is the last year. That's it. Like done, eternity, all that good stuff. I got to thinking about something the other day. Remember AOC and all them? They're talking about, with climate change and stuff like that. We've only got 12 years left, right?
I get where you're going with this. So you're saying that would kind of match up with the thing.
Correct. Yeah, I think they know.
Well, and then
why would they just randomly throw out 12 years?
Well, and what's weird is these videos that are coming out from musicians and all this other stuff. The video, I'll just show you real quick on the screen. You might not be able to hear it, and I'm going to try to not get a copyright strike here. If the world, you guys got to see this too, was ending. Thank you, Rose Vanessa, for pointing this out. It's got 26 million views. So I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna pause it. It does the emergency notification in the beginning. Oh, it is so creepy. So I'm gonna skip through this. It essentially shows these two talking, and they're basically saying like, "Would you come over?" These are exes, and
right.
Would you come over? It's just too hard to see you right now, but here, would you be over here arms and tight if the world was ending tomorrow? And then it shows them talking, and then as it progresses, you see them like walking through, and people are running around in the street. This is kind of crazy. In this scene, the guy runs by, people run by with flares, and then at the very end, it does it again, and it's like seek shelter, and it's just so subtle. And the lyrics go back and forth, and he was like, I was in traffic when the earthquake happened. And then she goes, I would try to imagine his reaction. I wasn't scared when the earthquake happened. And at the very end, it gets brighter and brighter, like something's about to hit. It's just weird. I've been seeing so much more predictive programming. We had 2020,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All that stuff.
Absolutely. And, well, it's like one of my country musicians I listen to, Kane Brown. When him and, I can't remember the chick he did the song with, but that What If I Was Made For You, You Were Made For Me song. It's funny because you remember in 2017 they had the great, the alignment of the planets and stuff, and they called it the Great Sign. It's funny because that song came out the same year that happened, and one of the lyrics is, what if the stars line up and it's our last first kiss? It's all relevant. They know. I don't know that Kane really, I don't know if he just he's like me and he watches stuff like that, or if he's actually a part of the thing, considering he's a signed artist, I'd say so. But you get where I'm going with that. And then my third thing and final thing, and then I will let you go so you can talk to other people, is I want to make YouTube videos. I didn't get to talk to you about it last time because I went over a little bit. So I wanted to get off there. How do you edit YouTube videos? Like, is there a software you need? Like, you can't just do it off of YouTube.
So you actually need to do it on your phone or on your computer. You need to shoot it off of YouTube, and then on YouTube, you actually upload that file to YouTube. So you do all editing before you get it onto YouTube. But you can shoot a regular cell phone video and then add music from YouTube's website directly overlaid as you're uploading it. But that's, I mean, if you really want just a simple video and music of you talking and music, you can do that all with YouTube. But YouTube and your phone.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I have some suggestions for you.
I
have some suggestions for you, though.
I like suggestions.
So I would get KineMaster, KINEMASTER, and you can rewind this later.
Yes,
KineMaster to edit and shoot videos. And I would do stuff with your phone at first. You probably already have a camera in your pocket. And yeah,
right.
And start uploading.
I didn't want to, like, I'm not trying, like I said, I'm not trying to do anything like you do. I mean, that's obviously me being fresh of making videos. I mean, it took me forever to do that, but I just want to, like, you know, maybe have a little intro and then, like, talk about what I want to talk about and then, like, maybe an outro and then, you know, be done with it. Make it simple and clean and to the point, because people's time's precious. And, you know, for viewers to, you know, spend the time that they do watching your content, like me, you know, I devote, when you go live, if I'm available, I watch all 3 hours live, you know, and I want to create content that, you know, the same thing I do for you, I would like for people to do to me, you know.
Well, no, and I appreciate that. That's a huge thing. I don't know how we get 2,500, 3,000 people watching for 3 hours. I can't watch something for
I can answer that because
15 minutes.
I can't. You're authentic.
Well, thank you so much. But again, KineMaster, look at my early videos. Go back to my very first ones. I actually did some really good edited videos with KineMaster. After that, you can upgrade more. But I'm just saying, I have some. I'm gonna have some tips and stuff in Creators Corner too. We might make an exception and let you in. Are you in our Discord?
Okay. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I joined. I think I've been listening to you for a year and a half now, 2 years. I joined, like, and when I started watching your show, I immediately joined.
What's your screen name in there?
Hang on. Oh, now you got me doing a daunting task. Driving, talking to you, and looking that up. Let's see here. Pull up Discord. I've got to look at it because I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's my normal name. How do you find that? Okay, it's there, I got it. It's 1 ONE bad BAD 12 1, you know, 1 2 valve, like the valve in an engine, VALVE, and the number is 8726. If that matters.
Okay.
I'm still kind of new to this.
I'm gonna message you a bunch of little things that you can download. Okay. I will talk to you later. Okay.
Okay. Copy that. All right. Thank you, sir. You have a good night. God bless you.
All right. You have a good day, Brandon. And then I'm gonna actually have to replay that to hear that out. One Bowenty. I'll just have to replay myself. Okay, Northern Tiger says, sing to me too. It's my birthday, LOL. If you wait till the shoutro. And if you don't know what the shoutro is, then you haven't been here long enough. All right, let's see here. We've got Matt, a.k.a. Magic Prepper. Oh, and then Dex. Either way, we were going to do Magic Prepper. And How to Marry a Polish Girl. People putting a lot of effort into their stuff. All right, if you want to send over Matt.
Shows you're active with Brandon. Did you hang up with that call so it'll come through?
Let me see. Maybe it just closed down. I don't know. Hold on. Oh, weird. What in the heck? Oh, it said I was with no screen. Okay. Is this Matt, a.k.a. Magic Prepper?
This is him.
Hey, what's going on? So...
hey, not too much.
So, Matt, let's see here. I want to open up your card here. Oops. Let's close that. Okay. And I'm going to pull up a link here. And it says, why do we have the urge to prepare? And you've got a video link here. Let me pull this up. So why do we have the urge to prepare, Matt?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of it is obviously just because of the culmination of events that we all witness regularly and that you bring to our attention over here on this channel. But I also think it's because there's a higher kind of like collective hive mind going on between a lot of us in the preparedness community, where everyone kind of has their brain tuned to that same wavelength of understanding that some kind of imminent situation's on its way. And knowing that something's on its way kind of makes us all tune into that same frequency and understand that, preparedness is something we're all sharing in together. And because of us all participating, it's kind of heightening our reception to that idea that, some kind of danger might be on its way. And a lot of that goes back to more of like a primitive instinctual concept that, is like a survival mechanism from previous times that we've kind of maybe grown out of in some ways, but a lot of us still kind of feel it deep down. And when you trust your instincts, generally it keeps you alive.
And, it's like it's really there. You just feel like it. Now, if you guys have not seen Matt, in my Creator's Corner, Matt and a few others, including How to Marry a Polish Girl, popped up, and I had never seen Matt's stuff. And the first video I watched, which I most likely will share, was so freaking funny and caught my attention right away. But Matt isn't even at 1,000 yet, and is putting the effort that people put when they're at 1 million subscribers. As you can tell just from the video right away, he is articulate. He is on top of the prepper stuff. Now, of course, we do a live call and we share all the stuff. But as far as prepping stuff, there is just a handful of prepper YouTube channels in the Foogle Fam, and they're all really good. But you have to check out Magic Prepper. I was like really blown away, and I cracked up that first video that I watched. What was that product called? It was a knife.
That was a K-Bar TDI shark bite. It's an all polymer defensive knife, basically. And I just picked it up because I figured having something, 100% plastic would be interesting. But it turned into a fun video, and definitely maybe a fun way to start checking out the channel, I guess,
Well, but here's the thing. You're actually testing, you're doing review stuff, but for you to make that, okay, I'm just going to show them a couple seconds of this real quick. Hold on. All right, one sec.
All right.
All right, one sec.
Hey everybody, it's Magic Prepper, and today we're going to stab a bunch of stuff with a K-Bar TDI shark bite. Okay, so here we have...
Hold on.
Hey everybody, it's Magic Prepper, and today we're going to stab a bunch of stuff with the K-Bar TDI Shark Bite.
All right, sorry.
Everyone's their own biggest critic, you know?
Oh, dude, I'm sure you cringe when you see. I thought it was really funny. First off, reviewers are so okay. So I watch a lot of prepper reviewers, and they're all so. No offense, and I'm not talking about a name from Foogle Family. Like the big names in this, they're so boring. They're like, literally, they're like, this is a K-Bar 219. It's got 4 inches of solid steel, and it's got 3 grips for ultimate penetration. And I'm just like, this is the most boring video I could ever watch. So I just think that there's room for people like you that are like, actually, you could do something fun with that. Like, seriously, I would say have fun making the videos and people will flock to your channel. But yeah, anyways, I think, but he's serious about this. Like, so Magic Prepper, you actually... One thing you'll get real quick when you watch his videos is you realize he's real about this. Like the last caller said, I'm authentic. When you see people like him talking about this, they're preparing. People are preparing and they're doing it for real. And that's what we're trying to get across here. Like, this is a real thing. We're going to see changes in our lifetime. How soon do you think it will happen, Matt?
Well, I think a lot of things are kind of, coming together now, especially with, what kind of an inflection point we expect next year to be, with everything else that's going on in that, November time period. And then we also have everything else going on, around the world when it comes to like the BRICS banks, trying to come together and remove the US dollar from like the petroleum fund. And then they're also trying to, kind of just change the way the world operates. So anytime major change happens, it's going to accelerate any kind of, chaotic situations that might arise from it. And right now I just feel like we're getting very close to that point.
Yeah, I agree that there's just, we have no idea where the future is going to go. And a lot of these things could happen. Our dollar could collapse. We could have any number of, natural disasters happen. So it's good to prepare. Magic Prepper, is there anything else that you want to say before you go? I hope that a bunch of people go over it. And this is official Love Mob. If you guys have not been over to see Magic Prepper, show some love. Oops, sorry. I just did your shark bite music again. Again, let's see. 8:33. Boom. I think we'll get you to that, at least to the monetizable point by the end of the call. You guys head over. We're going to check the subscribers at the end of the call. Matt, you have one more final reason why?
Okay, so here we have the K-Bar TDI Shark Bite. Now, this is an all...
Sorry, guys. That was bad.
7 tabs open,
Yes.
No, honestly, I do want to say that, I do think that, especially creators like yourself coming on the platform and knowing the limitations of what, this platform actually presents to you and still being able to provide the news and like the relative information that gets people to prepare and get, ready for these different events is very important. So, I think it's very good for everyone in this entire chat and everybody watching. And create your own videos and try to put more information out there, because the more information we can share with each other, the better prepared we'll all be. So, I do thank you for putting a lot of people out there and trying to, find more creators and more content out there that can kind of help us all.
Well, thank you for calling in, Matt, and I appreciate you. And I would love to have you on more if you would like to. Maybe we can go over some products.
Definitely. I would look forward to that in the future.
Maybe you can suggest things like certain things or whatever, because, then it seems like you're actually trying out the products and using them. So maybe you can come on and just show what you think is, good and what's bad and what sucks. Maybe keep, that would be a one special, like literally do all crappy products that people shouldn't touch. Might get in trouble for it, but whatever.
I could definitely do that one.
I think there's room for honest reviews, like real honest. Like, do not buy this thing. Like, honest to the point where the company might, give you a cease and desist. That's what people should do. But anyways, unless it's good. So, well, thank you, Matt. You have a great night. Be safe. Be prepared. And I wish you good luck, and I'm sure we'll talk again. I'm glad I found you. Okay?
All right. Well, thank you so much. I'll talk to you again soon, hopefully.
All right. Good night. All right. Let's see here. I guarantee he'll be up to 1,000. That's one more channel that I believe we will help at least get to that point. And then if he does his live streams, he'll be able to actually be found. That's the thing. He's putting in the work, but he can't get the results because you have to be monetized to be able to get put in the recommended. Hello, you were live on Marfoogle TV. What is going on?
Hey, Mark. This is Holly, or Nerdy Art, rather.
Awesome.
And, yeah. How are you?
I'm good. So let me pull up your card here. It says that you're a first-time caller, Mesa lights in the sky, lots of sightings, flight tracker, and the Google Loon project. Okay, so I have a link here. What's up with this?
Yes, so I'm in Mesa, and I do live, I'm in a high-rise, so I see, and I'm facing west, which is, like, if people are familiar with Phoenix and Mesa, it's basically facing all the major airports in our city. So I am up in a high-rise, which most people are flat in the desert out here. So I sit out here, and I've seen for the last, 3 months, just the most incredible stuff I've ever. I mean, at first I was freaked out. Like the lady you had on here in Texas one time, she said that she felt like she was kind of being followed a little bit, and it kind of freaked her out about the lights turning on in the sky, and then you notice them, and then they're just slowly going with you as you're walking. That's exactly what happened to me too.
What?
And so, yeah, that's kind of how it started. And it's weird because I haven't had that lately, but I'll sit out on my balcony and I'll face the west so I can watch the sunset. And sometimes there will be lights that just turn on this stealth mode right in front of me and just fly right over. And I'm up high, so they're they're about 100 feet up from me, on top of me. So,
And that woman in Texas was legitimately seeing a police drone. Is that the episode you're talking about?
I think so. Well, I don't know exactly what she was seeing, but she said she felt like she was being followed, and
Yep.
she felt paranoid at first.
Well, we looked it
That's
up,
exactly how
and
it felt.
legitimately the Texas city that she was in had just added police drones at night, and they were long-lasting, long battery, massive drones, and they would do patrols, actual drone patrols happening in Texas now. That's creepy.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, what is this loon thing? So
And we've had that too. And my neighbor's a ex Air Force, and he said that's what was going on too. I pulled him over here the other day and said, "What's going on out here?" So the other thing I've seen, so I have a tracker on my computer. It's like AMB or AMD. I can't remember what it's called again, but it tracks basically, the flight patterns of all the different, planes and stuff up there. Well, I noticed the other day that there was something called Google Loon Balloon. So
what?
I clicked on it because I saw it I saw them all over California, and I saw them on the East Coast, and I'm like, Google Loon Balloon. Okay, of course. So I clicked on it, and then I went to their website, and it's basically a project where it looks just like
Satellite?
it looks like a giant. That's what it is. Yeah, it's connecting. If you'll see what it says on the website, the description of it and what it's exactly doing, but it's crazy. So those could be some of the lights that you're seeing. Well,
and now it's giving us kind of a kind of a cartoon that shows us. It says in big towns, as there are lots of people wanting to connect, but the further away from those towns and cities you go, the fewer that the people eventually connectivity just stops. So to bring the internet to these people in these areas, we need to look up. So they're putting, this is just so weird. What?
So weird. I mean, like,
oh
how
my
all
gosh,
those
look at this.
balloons-
Look at this. They're putting towers and balloons and satellites in just, this is creepy.
They're like, some of them look like lanterns. Some of them look like long, you know, like parachutes. And then some of them look like big globes. And so they're floating literally out there in space like lanterns.
Okay.
Connecting everybody together.
This is so wild. Are you guys seeing the tape behind this? I mean, this is internet. The balloon goes over you. Internet. Oh, 5 bars. 5 bars. 5 bars.
See it? Oh,
and then how long does it last?
Webpage.
How is this
I have no
efficient? So a truck goes and picks it up after a couple hours? I am so confused.
I have no clue. So I would suggest to go on a tracker, like one of those flight trackers, and you can see Google Loon Project. That's what it will say. Or Project Loon, that's right. But if you go on the tracker, you can see where they're at. And so if, I don't know, they're really low altitude too. I think they were they were floating at about like 700 feet maybe is what I saw.
Well, if you look at the image on the left, those things, that's a scary looking thing if it fell down, if that fell on somebody. And then I just don't get it. And then how efficient is that if somebody's got to drive and pick it up, then go blow it up again? Then it's just stupid. How do they control it? Like, there's so many questions now. I'm going to have to look into that. Well, thank you for saying that. But did you see?
Website, but yeah.
So I thought you were saying that this might be the Mesa Lights. Did you see the Mesa Lights?
So I've seen a lot of weird lights out there, definitely. And they're more towards, like, where the moon was last night. It was so weird. The moon was super creepy last night. It woke me up. And so towards downtown Mesa, where they're building the smart city, that's where a lot of this activity goes on. A lot of the planes that are taking, you know, pictures and stuff, surveying and whatnot. But a lot of the activity is over there, and I've seen a lot of weird stuff in that direction. Different lights like that that are bubbles, and then they disappear. And then I did see one night I was doing a live broadcast on a different platform on social media. And because I was showing them the sky, and we love to look at everything going on and whatnot. So we're looking over near South Mountain, and this is where the Phoenix lights were, probably 20 years ago, I think now. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, we see this. I mean, it was a UFO because we don't know what it is, you know, but it was a flat plane, and then it had 4 or 5 long red lights like blinking. And then it just moved across the sky towards Tucson. So I couldn't tell what it was, but yeah, it was very strange. I've spent lots of nights in my balcony live streaming, freaking out with like the clouds and the planes and just everything. It's amazing.
Now, can I ask what social media thing do you go stream on?
I used to be on Periscope, so I did that for years. So,
I never understood that, by the way. Somebody will be on Periscope and they'll post on Twitter, and like I try to click on it, and then I'm giving them hearts, and I'm like, I don't like this. Why am I hearting this? I don't want a heart. I don't want little. They look like loons. Yeah. They're floating hearts, and I'm like, I want to get that back. Weird. I wanted to pop it. I'm like, I don't like this video. I don't want to heart it. But apparently you touch the screen and it likes it.
Yep. I started doing art over there, so I'm just live streaming over the years. But
well, do you still have a channel, or did you give up?
I do. I have a channel. I don't post very often, but I do have a channel. And I haven't tried to really get to.
Is there something we can
monetization,
type in? Because we can add it to our website so people can check you out.
Sure. It's nerdy and then space art.
Okay. Nerdy art on Periscope. On Periscope. Nerdy art.
This is on YouTube, my nerdy art channel. That's the one on YouTube.
Oh,
but
cool.
I do have two actually on Periscope. If you go to my YouTube channel and then go to the, I have a Periscope page up there in the thumbnail on the top. And then you can click on Periscope, and I have two videos. I've taken most of them down, but I have two videos up that have crazy sky storm cloud videos. So.
Well, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, we've got your channel here. If you guys want to check her out, she's very humble. Go check out Nerdy Art. Well, thank you for calling in, and thank you for your story, and especially Loon. I'm surprised we don't get more people talking about that. Thank you so much.
I find the weird stuff. So, I called in a few months back and provided some documents as well for the fiscal year. Remember, we pulled up Google and stuff, and then it was tracking. It was from one of the agencies. I don't want to say it out loud, but so if people want to know what's to come on some certain levels, pull up those documents on one of the websites and then look up the fiscal year ending 2022, and you'll see what's going on.
How long do you think 2022 something's going to happen?
Well, the fiscal year it starts with an N, but I won't say the rest of the letters, but that's the website. I don't know if I can say it or not.
Just do it. I want to. I'm curious now.
Well, it's the NSA website. I mean, anybody can go there and take a look and see what they're working on. And it was a scientific research project, NSA fiscal year 2018 to 2022. And so it will, I think it was like 3 months ago when I provided that, but it basically goes through and says, how all these companies are creating biometrics and how they're kind of planning the first stages of getting ready for what's to come. So the end of 22, you can basically look on that document from the NSA and then see what they have going on and see kind of where they're at with their budget and what their, projections were for their project. Because those are all based on us, so yeah.
Now, does it have an operation name that we could look up?
Nope. If you just go to the NSA website and just, I think it was, I can send it over to you guys. I forget exactly what it was called, but NSA research, something science research.
That's all right. We'll find it. And then if you want to send it over, that would be great. We'll put it on our website so other folks can find it. Here's broad agency announcements for fiscal years 17 through 22. But I did find something else on NASA or NSA.gov. This is here we go, NSA.gov. But I kind of remember starting to remember your call. I definitely remembered your name, and I see you all the time. But I appreciate your call and get that over to us because we would love to share that out. And if anybody else has it there, feel free to put it in there as well. All right. Well, thank you so much. You have a great night.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right. You too. Bye-bye. Up next, I know what she's talking about, and I can't remember. All right. Next up, Heidi. Heidi, you are live on Marfoogle TV. What's going on?
Hey, hello. I just thought I'd give you a call.
Okay, well, let's see here. Heidi, you wanted to talk about Pensacola and cyber hacks. I mean, come on. These are like two things. Do you think it's a coincidence?
No, I don't. I really don't. You know?
I mean, like, who thinks Pensacola bang bang? Oh, sorry about that, guys. Heidi, you there?
Oops. Yep, up here.
It disconnected. Maybe we'll just call it Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola instead of Pensa.
Coca-Cola. All right.
So the bang bang
Well,
at Coca-Cola and a cyber hack the next day. Do you think this is tea related?
Yeah. Everybody was watching the news, and probably nobody was really paying that much attention else. And happened to have somebody adding a few keys.
For some reason, Heidi is cutting out several times. Maybe they don't. Heidi, it keeps reconnecting, so you keep. Oh, there she goes again. Heidi, are you in bad reception?
Is that?
Don't know. Well, we're in a never-ending up elevator to heaven, or at least that's the sound effect.
Yay. They must not liked what I was coming up with.
I have not had that happen more than once. I've had it happen like once, but then it like connects and it's fine. So either you're in like a tunnel.
You just fine.
Yeah. Well, now you're fine.
Oh my goodness.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Talk about whatever you can before it cuts you out again.
ID.
Nope, we didn't hear any of it. Okay, I'm done. For whatever reason, we didn't hear any of what you said. Dex.
Okay.
Is this like a prank?
If you No.
Yeah,
no, it isn't.
Heidi, we're gonna hang up on you, but we're gonna reconnect, so maybe we might get a more solid connection.
Okay.
Instead of this
okay.
head bob dance I'm doing. Yes, Dex, that would be great. I just realized, Dex, you're unplugged. I unplugged you, Dex. Okay, we're gonna, just about scared the britches off of the McBritches off me. Okay, now we're gonna get Heidi back on, see if we can get a solid connection. What in the world is going on here? There we go. Hello, you are live on Marfoogle TV. What is going on?
Hi, let's try this again.
Okay, so Pensacola, cyber hacks, you think they're connected. You can go ahead and I'll let you have the floor.
Okay, I think somebody got into the system, added a few employees to the sanitation department, put them on the payroll, issue them IDs and coveralls, and away they go. And who's going to notice a few extra garbage men? They go everywhere. I mean, it could easily be a sleeper cell. And the whole thing at the Coca-Cola plant was just a distraction.
Yeah, and as far as like cyber hacking, they could literally cyber hack, put something in there and say, while it's being hacked, oh, this is down. They're frantically trying to get their stupid 311 system up. Like you need to have that number, like it's a big deal. Then
Sure.
Literally, like you said, put somebody in the system. Like, oh, all of a sudden, this gentleman who went through no background check, no nothing, is now an official employee of this company or this or that or the city. They were messing specifically with city stuff. Do you realize how smart what Heidi just said? Literally, they could be putting somebody in as an employee. That is very smart.
U-Hauls and UPS trucks. Why not garbage trucks?
I mean,
why not garbage trucks?
That is creepy. And you know how, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is. I mean, who's going to stand there and talk to a garbage man for very long, you know? Yikes. And they go everywhere, and who sees them or pays any attention?
Oh my gosh.
Baseball cap, coveralls, you never know.
I never ever thought of that, but what are the people that nobody pay attention to other than getting their dumpster out on the curb by, Wednesday or Thursday or whatever your day is? You don't ever talk to the garbage. I mean, most people don't say anything to them. They could drive around. They've got that big truck. Heidi, how, you've watched my show for a while, right? I've seen your name here for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very long time.
So, Heidi,
before you went up and did the FEMA one.
So do you remember just a few months ago, or I don't even know if it was months, when we were talking about how they're drilling for a big truck or a vehicle blowing up with chemicals, and that's what they're actually drilling for? Did you know that?
I do remember
and then that
that
military guy got caught, and it was specifically for that. And then that same day, they were doing a drill at a bank. But yet the people on the local news, when they were talking about this drill, they were specifically preparing, this is their contingency plan, for a vehicle driving through a crowd. But not only that, we've had that happen, then going boom, then chemicals and some sort of, biological threat thing going all over the place. That's what they're drilling for. And on the news, I showed you guys the clip. It said, oh, we've been preparing for months, and it all culminates into today, this great drill, and it went great, and we all did really good. But the guy was arrested that day, and it was a totally separate thing. So this is a big thing. Like, there's multiple people planning that.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what people are picking up.
You could put a lot of stuff in a garbage truck.
That's a very genius idea.
They could go anywhere with that. I mean,
don't they
anywhere.
Don't they have plates too? Don't they have exemption? Can't they pull up on anywhere, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they could pull up anywhere and flash their little badge, and they'd probably let them through. I mean, everywhere has trash pickup. But that fails.
Heidi, that's very, very, very.
I watched a lot of Mission Impossible when I was a kid.
I know, but straight up though, that was observant, and I doubt there's very many people that made that kind of connection. And who knows? Maybe, hopefully the bad guys aren't watching because they're like, oh, Heidi has a great idea.
Oh no.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's hope that.
You just ended Boston. Thanks. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Is there anything else you want to say, Heidi?
No, that was it. It just hit me, and I thought, I probably ought to say something about that.
I think it's a creepy connection. Well, you have a great night, and I will talk to you next time. Okay.
Okay. God bless you, Barf, and all the Marfoogles.
God bless you, Heidi. Bye-bye. Let's see here. Rebel693, thank you for joining me. I really mean that. Welcome to the fam. Mods, if you guys want to greet Rebel693 and Gene B. Welcome to the fam. You are now part of an awesome group of people that are super smart, open-minded, and can throw fastballs 97 miles per hour. At least 2 out of 3. All right. And go to my cards. So, Dex, this was pretty impressive news. We even have better news for tomorrow that we're saving. We're going to do a piece on news, on Marfoogle News, the main channel. Do you have anything to say before we get out of here, Dex?
No, great calls tonight. It was good to hear from some of the people in, and Heidi had a really interesting perspective there on what's going down in Pensacola. I mean, she hit me up with that, and I was like, wow, there's a good possibility that it's something like that was going down.
Would you ever think about that? Like, that was like really, and yeah, it makes so much sense.
My first thought was, oh, well, it's just an attack. In other words, they're just trying to annoy or take things down or just show that they can get in and infiltrate. But they could actually be, planting information, planting someone, setting up sleepers. Right?
That's real intelligence.
That's pretty interesting.
That she did not look at it at face value. She looked at it past face value and then actually came up with a common sense thing that they could have very well done. Not only hacked, because it's weird that they hacked the city 311 system, the sanitation, the systems they did hack. Oh, man. What if they put in 26 employees and just added it to the roster? When you're talking about city employees, they're so compartmentalized. They don't know. You could say, I sent over Dave, John, and Bill. That's why, those shows like, The Secret Boss, that's why those shows work, because you don't know who corporate is, or this person or that person, or somebody could be sent in and you don't know. It's just the new guy or somebody being sent over from West Office or East Office or whatever. That's a really scary thought. Well, Dex, I love you, brother.
Exactly. And the other thing I would add to that, Adam, real quick, is I did read that the FBI has been sort of, I don't want to say downplaying, but they've been trying to tell people, hey, we're done with the manhunt. We've accounted for everyone. We think he's acting alone. But that kind of goes in contradiction to what we heard early on, which was there were people that were filming. There were people that were part of it. There were people at a party. There were lots of people involved. And it's kind of interesting that this, we see this change in tone from the authorities on this.
I think,
and maybe they're just covering up or hiding the information they have from the public. I don't know.
I think what happens is not everybody's on the payroll, and the good guys are doing their job. They go, no, there's 4 people involved. And then the guys on the payroll are going, no, bud, there's only 1. Those guys are good. No, I can personally no, they're good. They didn't watch videos of Vegas and all that the night before and go to a dinner party and celebrate mass, Murte. No, that wasn't them. It's weird how these things kind of add up. If you have an idea about it, put it in the comments below. Again, for you who is watching the replay, you guys are watching live. It's now 12 a.m. exactly, which is a perfect time. Not exactly for an outro. It's not a shout out, but it's a shoutro. For those of you watching replays, thank you guys for being here. And unfortunately, I won't be able to shout you out because I can't see you. But if you put your name in the comments below, I end up reading them for the next show. All right, and if you're new here and you just joined, the shoutro is pretty weird, so you might want to stick around at least to see it. It's where I say thank you to each and every single name in the chat and sing a song of satisfaction to the world. Have a great night. Be safe. Be prepared. Be serious. And Marf out. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for visiting. Hey, Dave, calling Loose Wilson. Thank you guys for supporting Reptar Ray Ray, Northern Tiger, and Jane Bay. And a positive channel. Jamie Martini, Franklin, Brian Hahn, thank you for joining. Wooler Woolhouse, J Chief 07. Thank you so much for being here.
Jamie Martin, Nikki Franklin, we know, say we know.
Again, this show would not be possible without you. If it's your birthday, put your hands up and say hey, or something like that. Isn't that how it works? Put your hands up in the air like you just don't have car insurance. I think that's how it goes.
It's all about the wool house. Coming right back now. We have a cow like Simpsons, and we go blow like Mrs. Capachow. Capachow. And if we had the power to bring it back, we would do it right, just like that. And if all my friends were still here tomorrow.
And remember, it's that hot, sticky time of the day where you say thank you to everything that we have. Don't take life for granted. It can end in an instant. Get the names up here. By the way, Nerdy Art gained some serious subs right there, and wanted to do a special shout out tomorrow night. We did Magic Prepper tonight. We're gonna do How to Marry a Polish Girl tomorrow. Love Mob, because that's what we do around here. Get the names in here real quick. Let's do it. It's so scary that they can see you from space. Michelle Rally, thank you for being here. Teresa K, Casual Preparedness. Saw your comment, thank you. It will change in a minute. And Gale Firestorm.
Hey, 1, 2, 3. CJ Blaze, Gloria Mitchell, and the Ways. They're the big bugs. Tim Johnson, Z-Lot, now Chosen's gotta do it. Heidi 12 and the JoJo. I like Before Me with the Outfit Phillips and the BTS love. Brian Woodring, Charlotte Knight in the seat, Heat Bell and the Twisted Taps and the Tom Collins. Not if you're a ghost, go and bring it back now. You're the most with the Amanda Godric. Got to bring it back now, the poultry gotta go like a chicken in a debit dot. And in the middle with the Coke and the Mona Lisa. Gotta be on everybody in the center. Got my Renee Tom Mister, right? Hanging with my Zane Crawford. Nicky Hick and Voig. Nicky and Hickavoig. Nicky and Hickavoig. You know what? It's about time I say thank you to every single person here. Thank you. Oh, you know what day it is? It's Morning Colors Day. I think we're going to take a break. And do a little slow jam for my peeps. Because I be needing a place to go. Save yourself, sheeple, with my homie Rip Girl. Got to go back now, my girl. Old rider and skis the queefer. Going back and oh yes, I need you. Oh, yes, I know. Yes, with my buddy Kenny Crowder. Couldn't go with Ginger Grin with power. Good night, Nicky in Hickavoy. Gotta go back, I'll never avoid. Hey, doesn't matter, bring Janaline. I'm about to say it back round me. Hey, Janaline. Or is it Lana Jean? Lana Jean. Or maybe David Smith. Let's get back to the point, able-bodied and my friends. Shaka, and gotta bring it right back with Lisa Marie. Stephen Diaz and El Michelle Smith. Gotta get back and we get back in. Jenna Marianne and we get it in. CP Health and got the Tariqa. All the way now. Josh L. What the hell? You got your moon mama and your old rider. Gotta be the Rebo Snarfo, commas a bitch. This one is for the birthday. Crystal, girl. Happy birthday, Crystal. I wish you a good day, Crystal. I wish you a happy days, all your days. Got them duck green slow jams, got them bone and bam. Oh, Kim Walter says, damn. Trinity, red pill, blue pill, high ho, Kermit the Frog here with that ranch. Gotta bring it back now, we drench. Gonna go and do what we do. Do what we do. I've got my Frank Colombo and my Fundage, my David Smee and my Jennifer Cox says that Janalino Lana Jean Harvey says I don't care cause Rebo Snuffle beds me down in a on God and then got the Shastina and Mr. Pog and Marty Aldean's gonna say JF to me. Hey Connie, easily, thank you for being here. And Rose Vanessa, I appreciate it. Hey, Skis the Queefer, you never knew that Zanido with the Ziza. Gonna bring it back like a Master Ziza. Hey, Trucker JP with Mass Pizza. I don't know how to eat it like them, cause I ain't no pedo like them. Them weirdos and them Illuminati gonna bring it right back, but I guess we all saw the signs. Signs written on the wall, now we know. Those mofos got them puppet masters with the moon nebula. Gonna bring it back on the stereo. Got that CP here. One hip chick style with the quill. Gonna write it down, gonna write it down. Oh no, let's get, yes, yo, waiter. Yes. 104 Funky Ma. Hey! Let's bring it. Job somewhere else. More money doesn't mean shit to me. I'm gonna go down Robert and I'll say alright. Now we get weird. It's time to get weird. Weird. It's time to get weird. 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 Hi, my friends. I've just been dancing that funky. For Siamese for me. Thank you for being one friend with me. and my eyes wide open. My son anonymous, gonna Kathy Paina, and Michael has a preparedness. Bring it all the way, like Sammy. Gotta bring it back now, like Beverly McGovern. Crystal starts. What are your thoughts? Foogle. I just wanna go back. I wanna see where you are. How to marry a Polish girl. Oh, don't worry, love my dog. Don't worry, Angela Toplovich. Something's fishy about it. Eyes wide open. Gotta be full of it. Only for me, God, you kill me. Ralph jumpsuit gonna do it free. Casey's gonna do it for free. Big Cat's gonna go be me. That's where it stops.
Julio, 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 Julio Jones. I'm from Atlanta, you throw me the ball and I score in the zone. They hit me up for a deal like it's something I do on the phone.
Make sure to go to marfooglenews.com for anything that you might need to find. Remember, you can get notified with our website. You don't have to depend on Marfoogle on YouTube. It's not fun enough. Let's do it. Shastina, there's a P.O. box down below. Just don't send any explosives until after Christmas.
Don't send explosives until after Christmas. That's when I like my explosives in this. I've got that same DeVille. I've got that Kimmy and I really don't stop for. Bring it, dig it, awful. I've got the Jennifer Casper. I've got the skis, the Quiver, CJ Blast, Brian Wood, ring a press. I've got the love chunks up. Gotta bring it back like I'm a donkso. Hey now, with the sweet Jenna now. Bring it right back like a Susan Big now. Be on the station. Gonna bring it with the tornado or dimension. 796. Don't love. Nobody is busted in Egerton. Egerton's gonna be a gangster. Caddy Smith's gonna be a gangster. Michelle Smith's got a gangster. Everybody with a Smith is a gangster. Everybody that ends in by is a gangster.
You guys have a great night. I hope that all of you make sure to love each other, be safe, be prepared, and marf out.
You want to know what's going on? What's really going on when it happens? Go to MarFoogleNews.com and get Marfoogle alerts along with a Discord invitation where you can find your local state group and get together with the Foogle Fam. You'll find fast friends where you'll share prep and intel, and there's even special groups for former and current military. But don't try and steal the valor of those who have really served. It won't go well for you. The Marfoogle Fam is waiting for you.